This is the all-new Vanquish H10 Optic, a ready-to-run high-performance trail buggy featuring a molded cage, ABS hard-body paneling, and brand new H10 axles. It's also loaded with scale details like a molded fuel cell, radiator, and fully licensed Yokohama tires on KMC beadlock wheels. In this video I'm going to show you what comes in the box, run through all the key features on this thing. We're going to put it on our brand new 10 scale setup table. Then we're going to hit the rocks and the trails so I can give you my driving impressions. So let's jump in and check this thing out. Let's check out the packaging and what comes in the box first. Vanquish does a great job with their packaging. It has vibrant color pictures on every surface of the box, including snapshots of all the key features. They've even got premium tape. Inside the box, you get the truck itself, of course. You get an owner's manual, some tools and accessories, 4 AA batteries for your radio, and you get the radio itself. The radio is the 4-channel Vanquish VT1 that actually has quite a bit of functionality. Toggling through the digital display here gets you to various screens to adjust your trims, dual rates, endpoints, and toggle between multiple models on this. Plenty of functionality if you wanted to add a winch, lights, or if you wanted to upgrade your transmission to the VFD twin and set up dig and selectable overdrive. You're able to do that all with this radio. Taking a look at the truck itself. This is a trail buggy design with the tubular chassis. It comes in 2 different liveries. It comes in the blue Sparko version here. It also comes in a Yokohama version that has a gray cage and some black and red bodywork. The exterior of this looks great and features a ton of scaled molded details on it. We've got the fuel cell in the back. There's a realistic radiator in front of that. We've got a power tank hanging from the cage in the back here. We've also got a realistic ABS interior. Gauge clusters and everything are all stickered up. We've got our driver in here. He's decked out in fully licensed Sparko gear. The paneling on this truck is all ABS, which gives it a really nice premium look and feel. The truck sits on these fully licensed Yokohama Geolander tires in the red compound. Very soft, sticky, super grippy tire. These are wrapped around these plastic, fully licensed KMC beadlock wheels. Removing the body panels and accessing the battery and electronics is pretty slick. There are 2 posts here behind these front pillars in the cage. You remove these pins and then you're going to push this post out here. You're going to pull the post down through the bottom here. Love that sound. It's like a zipper. With the post out, you're just going to push this panel forward and then just pop it right out. This side over here is pretty much empty, but on the other side is how you access your battery. Right there. Now you will need a certain size battery to fit inside this tray. With the side panels off, you can get a little better look at the chassis layout. Now this utilizes a molded tubular chassis design. It looks very cool and it's also extremely rigid. No flex in this thing. Inside the chassis here, there's lots of room for extra servos. There's a tray up here in the back. If you clip that out here, you can fit extra servos in there, and there's also room up front if you want to run a winch on this. Those servo mounts are also going to be ideal if you wanted to upgrade this to the VFD twin transmission down the road. Speaking of transmission, let's take a look at this. You can kind of see the motor and transmission combo peeking in here in the cage. Now this features the VFD transmission. This is a single speed bulletproof transmission. Comes standard with 6.5% overdrive to the front. Way up front and super down low is the brushed motor, and this is a 35 turn Vanquish brushed motor here. Love the layout of this motor and transmission combo. They're able to get that motor so down low and forward in the chassis for that optimal weight distribution. Electronics here are located towards the back, kind of right under the interior in the rear. Now this is running the Vanquish VE1 ESC. This is basically Vanquish's version of the Hobbywing 1060, which is great. This thing is a great brushed ESC, offers great power delivery. It is waterproof and capable of up to 3S. And even though it's tucked down in there behind the interior, you access the power button right here through the rear of the cage. So no body panel removal or anything. Power switch is right there. Underneath the truck here, we've got heavy-duty stainless steel links. Now this is running a 4-link front and rear linkage setup. We've got Incision ISD10 drive shafts, front and rear, CV-style drive shafts. And you see we've got a nice flat belly skid as well. And for suspension, we've got these Incision S8E 90mm adjustable coilover shocks. Now let's get to the really good stuff here. This new H10 platform is built around these axles here. These are the brand new H10 axles. These are newly designed straight axles and are 15mm, roughly 15mm wider than the F10 straight axles that Vanquish offers. Up front, we've got integrated trusses here in the housings. Not only do these give you extra strength, but they're also angled to help you with your approach. The steering is completely new. As you can see here, we've got a servo behind the axle design. The steering linkage is now behind the axle and out of the way. On top of the axle, we've got this big stainless steel steering ram, also super tight to the axle here. The whole combination gives this truck a really clean and functional front end here. Inside the housings, we've got hardened steel U-joint style axles, full ball bearings and metal gears throughout. Rear axles very similar to the F10s, but wider. These new axles feature the same third member as the F10s also. So now that we've hit the key features, let's see how this thing does in practice. Before we hit the rocks and the trails, we're going to put this thing on our brand new 10th scale setup table. The Vanquish is going to be the first truck to hit the table, and I'm excited to see how it does. So let's get in and check it out. Alright, check this out. I'm excited for this. Gonna need a bigger bench doing this stuff here. Let's check out the RTI first. See what we got for articulation. Alright, RTI. It's a little tricky to see because the numbers are on the other side here. They're maxed out right about there. Right about 13 on the RTI. Right between good for crawler and ready for adventure. Alright, now let's try the side hill. It's a lot heavier than the little ones. Let's see how this does. $40. 45. Oh, right at 50. Those wide axles helping us out there. 50 degrees. So full disclosure, I haven't figured out how to test the vertical on here, if you can. But one thing we can do is test the turning radius. So let's put our tires in here. And you can see there we've got just about 46 degrees of steering on these new axles. And here we are on the corner scales. For our weight distribution, we've got 54 front, 46 rear. This is with the 2200 milliamp battery in there. Weight distribution side to side, we're 51% left, 49% right. So first run on the setup table was a little clunky, but I do feel like we got some good information there. But now let's take the H10 Optic out on the trails and the rocks and go have some fun with it so I can give you my driving impressions. Out here at Crawler Heaven with the new Vanquish. Couldn't ask for a better day. About 65 degrees, sunny, no wind, thankfully. Got the place to myself. I'm going to hit the rocks with the new Vanquish. Been running this for about 20 minutes. Trying to get those tires scrubbed in and get used to the truck. Very, very impressed, guys, already. So let's take a spin through the crawler course and then we're going to hit some trails. Been liking those Yokohama tires on there. They're the red compound, which is super soft and sticky. Getting quite a bit of wrinkle in that back one there. But I do find that they don't fold and wrinkle as bad as the Falcon tires that I had on the VS410 out of the box. Great grip. We're able to get through this gatekeeper clean right off the bat. Breakover is a little tricky. I'm finding myself getting stuck here and there. It just seems to wiggle out barely every time though. Good drag brake on it stock. Running this on 3S. Normally I like to do a 2S on brushed motors, but the battery that I had that would fit in that side tray was a 3S. And so far it's going really well. Nice and smooth control here. This is just the VFD transmission. We don't have dig or selectable overdrive or anything. We do have the 6.5 overdrive standard to the front. So far I'm really digging this setup though. Look at it just cruise through these obstacles. See, it's hung up a little bit there, but always seems to find its way off. The new axles look fantastic on there. Taller tires giving us good ground clearance. Not finding any issues with hanging up, making quick work of Bicycle Bridge there. So even though this is branded as a trail buggy, mighty impressive rock crawler here. Real nice turning radius on these axles too. Oh, super nice. I know it's so easy to go brushless on 10 scale trucks, but something like this, man, you don't really feel like you need to. Super well controlled. It's got that nice ESC, does a great job with the brush motor. Super stable. See that coming off of that nasty side hill. The extra width on these axles making a big difference there. Oh, that narrow body able to pinch through there. Clean. One of the first impressions I had of this truck was that it looked big. It's a 10th scale, and it's actually smaller than a lot of other 10th scales, but maybe it's just the way the chassis is built. It just looks really large, but super nimble. It leapfrog up through there. A fork in the road here, a couple different lines I want to test. I'm going to do the slide first. You've seen my other videos where I test things here. There's this plastic slide that's been filled with rocks. It's a great testing ground. Plenty of power with that brushed motor, especially on 3S when you need it. Nice and smooth control, but when you got to throw down, you got it. See here, I'm really noticing the extra width of the axles. It's making it actually a little more challenging to stick a line. I'm bigger than the slide, I feel. There we go. There we go. Nice. Wanted to come back to this section, go across the bridge over here. There's a great uphill to test it out after we get down this descent. Those rear tires are folding up something fierce. A stack of fresh lumber in here. I wonder what the guys are going to build in here now. We'll see. This is a great uphill here, slick and steep. Man, the thing's gonna do it. Very impressive. Mighty impressed with this already, if you guys can't tell. This thing, for right out of the box, is very impressive. It's going through these sections as good, if not better, than a lot of my pretty well modified 10th scale trucks do. Oh, it makes it. Maybe. Oh, gosh, I'm trying to do this one-handed. This is really tough. There we go. Look at this thing go. And go up this. Oh. Nice. This spits you out on top of this rock, and then we're going to come down this PVC ladder here. A lot of my trucks have fits on this one as well. I'll show you where. See how this one does. Right on this section here, that breakover. Oh, no problem for this thing. That breakover usually causes me a lot of trouble, but we got through there nice and clean. Getting into some of the more gnarly sections of the track here. Boy, look at this thing go. Wow. I am just more and more impressed with this the more I drive it. It's just getting better and better. I'm gonna get that big tire out of that hole there. Get recentered. I think I can get us. It's another real tricky spot here. For the straight axles anyway, so you get that pumpkin hung up there on the... Whoa! Oh my gosh, it does it. Not through yet, because we're going to try to make a... swing it to the right here. Ooh. Oh, hanging on. Let's see if we can get out of this. Wow, it does. That's where the width is tricky here. Really feeling the extra width, which is nice, but oh, we pull it off. Had to really be cautious through there. Getting confident with the Vanquish here. I'm gonna try some real hard lines. See how this does in stock form. This is a nasty, almost vertical rock face here. Whoa, nice save. If I can get, oh, he's got to get to the right spot here and then bump it hard. You got to commit. Oh, geez, it's stuck. Holy cow. This is so steep. Man, this thing is... Tires are gripping like crazy. Is the breakover going to let me do it? No problem. Wow. Since it is technically a trail buggy, let's hit some trails with it now that we've pretty much crushed all of the hard rock lines here. There's a great trail section that goes through the woods here. Sticking that line really well. Love the scale look of this thing on the trail. You see the interior there with the gauges and the driver and everything. the radiator in the back. It looks fantastic out here. Thought the width was going to be challenging here, but so far so good. It's getting pretty technical now. It's been washed out from the heavy rain we've had lately. So we've got a pretty nasty off-camber hill climb here. We commit and do it though. Okay, stick this line over here. Whoa, it's slippery. Stick it, we're on the way. Still doing good. It's another real off-camber tricky section here. Man, it does really well. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite RTRs right now. So versatile. Performs great on the rocks. Looks amazing in scale out on the trails. Let me see if I can get up in that gnarly section up there. I'm going to try to get through this technical section right here and over onto that side of the trail. And then I'm going to wrap it up and just have some fun with this thing this afternoon. Boy, making it look easy. What a great truck. Great offering from Vanquish. Man, this thing is super cool. All right, guys. I'm going to keep driving. I'm having a blast with this thing. I'm going to enjoy this awesome afternoon with this truck, and I will circle back with you guys at the bench to wrap this up with my final thoughts. The H10 Optic really surprised me. I didn't see this thing coming from Vanquish at all, and it's really nice to have something different. Like all Vanquish products, the Optic is loaded with premium components and innovative features. All that translates into a great driving experience. The Optic did surprisingly well out on the rocks. It got even better as the day went on. I kind of learned to adapt my driving style to how the truck really wants to be driven. I felt like using a heavier hand on the throttle got really better results. So as the afternoon went on, this thing got better and better, and I got more and more used to it. This thing was just crushing hard lines with ease. I did continue to get that tire roll, that wrinkling on the rear tires on both sides. So I think I will be experimenting with a different insert setup. I think these things could really benefit from a dual stage foam. The tires themselves I feel like were awesome and they hooked up extremely well, but I just got to get a different insert so I can control that wrinkling a little more. So overall, this is another great RTR from Vanquish. This is available now in the 2 different liveries and is priced at $499. I'll put the link in the description down below for where you can order one of these. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the H10 Optic? And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.